Football and basketball probably are my two favorite sports.
Okay.
What I love about basketball is the guaranteed contracts, which give them leverage. As a football player, we get a certain amount of guaranteed money, and the rest is whatever the owners want to do with that leftover money on our contract. But that holds us back because in situations where we need to hold out and get a better deal, we don't have that type of leverage. So I remember a situation with Jalen Ramsey. Like, these situations are so few and far between. I remember Jalen Ramsey, and I think I might have remembered Darrelle Revis. They're the only two players in my mind that I can remember ever winning a contract dispute, winning a contract holdout. In your opinion, what's the best piece of advice to players when holding out? How do you successfully win a contract holdout?
First thing I'll say is players have a lot more leverage than they think, right? You just have to know how to use your leverage. You got to understand who you're dealing with. But what I would say to players is, first, you have to be reasonable in your demands, right? If you're holding out and you're being unreasonable with what you're demanding, the team is in a situation where it's a lose-lose, right? Either we pay him this and it just doesn't make sense, or we give into what these demands are and it doesn't make sense, or the player is unhappy, or the player doesn't play and it gets to a point where it's like, well, under these circumstances, we'd rather just not have him here, right? So you got to do your best to try to create a win-win. Regardless if you're winning a little more, you still got to give the team a situation where they feel like they're winning as well, and you got to be resolute in whatever you're deciding, right? You can't show weakness. If you decide, I'm not going to play, or I'm going to hold out, or I'm going to do this, if the team doesn't believe you, it doesn't really matter, right? So you got to put yourself in a position where the team believes whatever it is you're saying you're going to do, you're going to do. And again, I think that kind of comes with your track record, right? As a player, teams know the guys that can really go through that, because it's tough now. When you decide not to show up, or you decide you're going to hold out, or you're going to push for this or that, fans are fans of the team for the most part, right? So you're going to instantly become the bad guy. So as long as you understand what's coming with what you're about to do, and you're okay with that, and you're a type of player that can deal with that, then I think you just have to be resolute in your stance, and there's always a win. You just got to figure out how to get to it.
So you got to commit to the holdout.
You got to commit to whatever you're doing in life. You can't half-ass anything in life and think you're going to get good results. There's no reason that, to work in holdouts either.
I've never held out, so I don't know how this works. But how does the fine process work? Because you always hear guys holding out in camp, they get fined X amount of dollars every single day. I'm sure they're not making those payments daily. So is that, what does the fine system look like when guys are holding out?
I like to say, first off, my guys, we've never missed a check. You know what I mean? So we found ways to get our point across, maybe not be on the field, not show up, but we've never missed a check, right? So you got to understand the system. That being said, if you make that conscious decision that you're going to get fined and you're okay with it, on your rookie deals, the team still have the opportunity to forgive some of those fines. When you're a veteran, you're going to have to eat, those fines, right? So they take it, I've never had a guy have to pay them, so I'm not sure exactly they come out. They take them out of your paycheck. You cut a check. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
That's a good point, because when I look back at the Jalen Ramsey situation, he was always in the building, right? So he never
didn't hold out, man. He had a bad back.
Okay,
bad back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, read the tea leaves. No doubt.